Hollywood is filled with actors who like to remain on their high horses and would do anything to not appear goofy in front of the camera. But Jennifer Lawrence couldn't be more different. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. The no hard feelings star rarely holds back when talking about her outrageous moments, be it talking about her viral fall at the Academy Awards or divulging details about an Oscar party that eventually led to her puking in front of Miley Cyrus. As expected, she kept the same energy when an interviewer asked her about her movie, Mother. Jennifer Lawrence, who is mostly known for her action and comedy flicks, made a rare appearance in the world of horror genre with Mother. In 2017, the mystery horror followed a poet and his wife's existence in a burnt-out house. The couple's relationship is tested when uninvited guests come barging in. Darren Aronofsky helmed Mother, the film wherein no character's name is mentioned anywhere in the story. The filmmaker, who also directed Black Swan, is known for combining melodramatic and disturbing elements in the form of psychological fiction. Thus, it's not always easy to grasp every detail of his movies in one sitting. Things are no less challenging for actors working with Aronofsky. During her appearance on Watch What Happens Live, via Daily Star, Lawrence was asked by host Andy Cohen how much she understood the film. The Oscar-winning actress made a big revelation, stating, "I'm going to be honest. Well, I was sleeping with the director, so I had Cliff's notes. So, 5? Or a 4. But if anybody needs any tips on understanding their films, you know what to do." According to IMDb, The Passenger star found working on this project so taxing that she took a year off from making movies. Lawrence, 33, has always been candid about her relationship with Aronofsky, who's 21 years older than her. In 2018, she featured on WTF with Marc Maron podcast and shared how she fell for her director. The Hunger Games star said, "He flew in, pitched me, left. The whole thing was probably an hour and a half, and then I was like, he's hot. I remember I was holding my dog and I shut the door, and when the door shut I went, Pippi, that's called Azul tension. He played hard to get for, 9 months, maybe longer, which just killed me. I mean, I was in love with him for 2 years. I still love him very much." Lawrence may have struggled to understand Aronofsky's movie, but when it came to their relationship, she told Vogue that she was never confused with him. The pair walked their separate ways in November of 2017. Lawrence later went on to marry art dealer Cook Maroney in 2019. There are a couple of wild celebrities who aren't afraid to tell the whole world about their lives as they live them every single day, which is a rarity since most of them are from show business where appearances are everything. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. But it seems like Jennifer Lawrence cannot care less about what people might think of her, which makes her that much more likable. Known for being open about her accomplishments as well as her failures and everything in between, the actress is popular for being one of the most relatable stars out there, and she has stories to prove them. One of them has to do with the all-out drinking stunts that she pulls off sometimes, and this one time, it hurt one of her co-stars. It's not like she doesn't think before talking about anything, but it's more like she wants to be as open as she possibly can with millions of her fans all over the world, which is why Jennifer Lawrence treats her life experiences like an open book for them to peek into. This is also one of the secrets to her popularity and massive fan following. But as many may know, those experiences are not always a jolly memory. In fact, she remembered a time when she was so drunk that she puked her guts out in front of Woody Harrelson, forgetting he was injured at the time. You may also this might have nothing to do with my Gina. Jennifer Lawrence was not too happy after Sony disrespected Angelina Jolie in infamous leaked mails. In a past interview, the X-Men First-Class star talked about how she really likes to stay indoors as much as possible and spend her time doing other things, but when she does go out, she parties like there's no tomorrow. During one of these excursions, she consumed more alcohol than she could handle. This was also the time when her The Hunger Games co-star was staying with her in her guest bedroom since he had cut his foot that day. Lawrence recalled her going into the room to check on him, only to start puking her guts out there. She said, "Woody cut his foot. He stayed over in one of my guest bedrooms, but that's where I started puking. I broke a candle because I can't just puke like a normal person, I flay my arms everywhere. And I didn't clean it up because I'm in his asterisk hole. The next day he cut his foot open. I was like, foo asterisk K, am I going to get sued? And he's like, are you going to ask if I'm okay?" While it may have been an unsavory memory to talk about, Lawrence still took it like a good sport and talked about it regardless. Adapted from the best-selling dystopian literary series by author Suzanne Collins, The Hunger Games tells the story of Katniss Everdeen, a young girl who is chosen as a tribute to take part in the titular competition held by the capital of Panem in a dystopian world, where she will fight for her life till death takes her away from it, or until she defeats her opponents, who are the tributes from other districts, and comes out on top as the winner. You may also like, Everybody Was Observing Me. Jennifer Lawrence almost said no to The Hunger Games as it demanded her to alter her body. Fans had a hard time moving on from the deleted Rogue scene from X-Men, Days of Future Past. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Marvel's animated series for Disney Plus, X-Men 97, has provided an acute picture of Rogue, an X-Men character long been ignored in the cinematic representation. Particularly, in the 20th Century Fox's X-Men movies, where Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique got more preference over Anna Paquin's Rogue. It's not that Rogue was completely out of the picture. X-Men makers definitely had the character in mind, but the omission of her character was a pain for fans. Bryan Singer's X-Men, Days of Future Past has celebrated 10-year anniversary, and Rogue could have been one important character in the movie, but there was a reason why the director decided to leave her out of the theatrical version of the movie. Bryan Singer's 2014 movie X-Men, Days of Future Past has to be one of the finest flicks in the franchise, with a gripping storyline enough to hook fans to the wonders that happened on the screen. But then, as Rogue was pulled out, it also gave them immense pain to endure. But the makers have a solid reason behind what fans would call a criminal move. Anna Paquin's Rogue could have been featured more, but as per producer Hutch Parker, it would not make much sense to extend her scenes in the movie. In an exclusive chat with Bleeding Cool, via Cinema Blend, Parker revealed the details of why she was pulled out of the movie. None of us wanted to see that sequence go, but that was the storyline. Because it was so self-contained, it really was its own separate mission, that it actually could be lifted with the least amount of negative impact on anything that came before or after. Paquin's Rogue was present in the early trailers of the movie, but the theatrical version of the movie erased her appearances, most of it anyway. Later, the deleted scenes of the film were released, and it sparked another wave of uproar among fans. From the point of view of the producer, it is not hard to understand, but it would not take a second for any X-Men fans to realize that the Rogue cut release gave the ultimate chills. But fans have always been divided over the Rogue and Mystique debate. Rogue has certainly been one of the most important characters in the X-Men comics, and we are glad that she was heavily featured in the animated shows, but Rogue cut also revealed that extension of her character would have worked. Featuring